Alright, I am back with another video. This is a declutter series. I'm decluttering pretty much every category of makeup. I've done primers, oils and sprays, foundation, and now I'm doing palettes, and then I gotta be done for the day because this is my fourth video. So I have a lot here. We're gonna just go through. I'm gonna try to be cutthroat and see what I can get rid of, what's worth keeping. A lot of this I will either be giving away, donating, or selling on Mercari. So my link will be down below if you guys are interested in checking out. I also have clothes and stuff on there as well. So let's get started. If you are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Cassie. Sorry you don't see my face in these declutter videos, but I figured the makeup is a lot more interesting to look at. So let's start it. I have a ton of Anastasia palettes, like a ton of them. So let's, I have another one right here too. Okay, let's start off with Anastasia palettes. I have a bunch. I don't even know where to stick the ones I'm keeping. All right, we have the Mario Master Palette. I really like this one. So far I'm gonna keep this because that's one of my favorites. The colors are just beautiful. I have the Lavish Palette, which I think I'm gonna get rid of because I feel like a lot of these shades are in there. So we'll get rid of the Lavish Palette. I have the Maya Mia palette, which I feel like a lot of these colors are in this one, so I'll get rid of that one. I have the Tamanna Palette. Again, this one looks very similar to the one I just got rid of, so I will pass this one along. Then I have this one right here, which is, what palette is this? Do you guys remember? So I'm gonna hold that there because this one has a few different shades in it. They look very similar though. The Soft Glam palette I'm definitely keeping. I use this a lot. It's beautiful. And then I have the Modern Renaissance palette, which is really pretty. Has some more of those like pinky colors in it. So I'm definitely gonna keep this one. I'm gonna pass this one on and keep the Mario. So I'm keeping 3 of my Anastasia palettes and I decluttered 4 of them. I'm gonna do a whole single eyeshadow one because I have so many ColourPop ones, so those will be coming up too. Okay, I have this Too Faced tin. Is there even an eyeshadow in here? Oh yeah. I don't even think I've really touched these. I'm gonna declutter this. I mainly just kept this because I liked the tin and it was cute in my room, but I'm gonna give that away. I have this Kat Von D metal palette. It's just so big. I do like this though. I think I'm gonna keep this because the mattes in this are really nice and I need to play with these a little bit, but because I have so many palettes, I forget what I have. So I'm gonna keep this. I don't think you can buy it anymore and the colors are really pretty. They're pretty wearable. You do have some fun punches of color, but for the most part, you have a lot of neutrals, which I really like. So I'm gonna keep this one. Okay, here's another Anastasia palette. This one is the Self-Made palette. I think I'm gonna keep this one. I forgot I even had this. This one has some funner colors. I really like that purple. Pink Champagne is like one of my favorite of theirs. So I think I'll keep this. I love Hot Chocolate. A lot of their palettes, now that I'm thinking about it, look a lot alike, but I think I'll keep this one. I may declutter it at another time, but for now I think I'm gonna keep it. I'm definitely keeping my Nudie Patootie palette. This is the new Laura Lee palette. I literally use this almost every day. It's a beautiful palette. If you've not picked it up, highly recommend it. I purchased this one. I didn't get it in PR. I love it. I love it. I've done 2 or 3 looks with it, and yes, keeping that. Okay, we have some Urban Decay ones. Let's do those. So I got rid of my old Urban Decay Naked one. This is a brand new one. Keeping that. I love it. It's just so classic, and I do use it a lot. The Naked 2 is also very well loved. A lot of people don't use their Naked 2, but I've hit pan there. I'm almost hitting pan on these 2 right here. I have a big dent in that one. So I'm keeping this. I still really love the Naked 2. All right, the Naked 3, surprisingly, like this is my color palette, but it's one of my least used ones, but I'll keep it because I'm just a sucker for these Naked palettes. The Heat one I also really like. Haven't reached for it as much lately. But it's like you kind of have to have the whole family. This is the Back Talk palette. I love the blushes in here. I did a whole tutorial using it. I do really like it. I'll probably keep it. I may declutter it at another time if I don't find that I use it. But so far I'll keep all 4 or 5 of my Nakeds because I do like them. The Hill Morphe palette I'm keeping. I really like this. I think the colors are very wearable. I reach for it quite often. I think the quality is really nice, so I will keep that. I have these other Morphe palettes. This one is the 350 Matte. Honestly, I never reach for it. I think I'm gonna sell it. I keep buying Morphe palettes and I literally never use any of them unless it's my Jaclyn Hill palette. This one is the 350 Shimmer, and they're beautiful, but I think I've swatched one shade in this whole palette. So I'll probably sell those on Mercari. I have some Tarte palettes here. This one is the Rainforest After Dark. And I do like this, but I don't reach for it enough. The blush is beautiful, but it's not worth keeping the whole palette, so I'll probably sell that one. This one is the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2. Again, super pretty. I think I've only ever swatched it, so I'll get rid of that one. The Too Faced Chocolate Bonbon, I think I've only ever swatched, so I think I'm going to get rid of that one. This is the Semi Chocolate. I think I've only ever swatched this. I maybe used it once. I think I'll get rid of that one as well. I just don't reach for them ever. The Peanut Butter Palette. I actually really like the Peanut Butter Palette. That is really fun. Let me think about that. And then the Cat Eyes one. This is pretty, but honestly, I don't reach for it enough, so I'm gonna pass that on. Then I have the regular Chocolate Bar Palette. This little guy came out. This is really pretty. I just don't reach for it. I think I'm gonna keep this one. I think I'll keep one. It smells more like chocolate than peanut butter, but I think I'll keep that one. I have the Urban Decay Vice Palette. So pretty. Literally never reach for it. I don't even think I've ever swatched it, so I think I'm going to get rid of that. So pretty though. All right, here's another Urban Decay. This one is the Metals. Those are so pretty. Oh, maybe I'll keep this because I think I'm gonna get rid of my Natasha-Nonna Palettes wherever they have wandered off to. I have another Morphe palette. This is, oh, this was another Jaclyn Hill palette. I think I'm gonna pass this one on. I think this was her favorites palette. I think I'm gonna pass that on because I have her other palette. A Violet Voss and Laura Lee palette. I don't know. I think I'm gonna pass this one on because I have so many like warm toned palettes. I think I'm gonna pass this one on. It's a great palette though, but I have her other one. Okay, I have a bunch of Lorac palettes. This one is the Mega 2. Literally have hardly used it. I'm gonna pass this on. This is the Mega 3. I might keep this one and maybe play with it. I used to be obsessed with the Lorac palettes. I might keep this one and give this one another chance. And then if I don't use it, I'll declutter it. I have the Lorac Gold, which is really pretty, but I don't reach for it very often. I reach for the regular Unzipped, so I think I will sell this one. I also have all three of these. This is the original Lorac Pro, which I used to use all the time. I need to give these another shot. So that's the first one. This one's the second one. And then this one's the third. Okay, let's see. First, second, third, and then if I'm keeping this one, does it have what? I probably don't need this one because I feel like there's enough similar shades. Gosh, that's a hard one. I have to think about these because I literally haven't reached for them, but maybe if I pulled them out and actually used them, these are maybes. These are over here in the maybe land. Okay, I have this Studio on the Go makeup. I actually did a whole tutorial on this. I really like this. It's a beautiful, cool toned palette. Definitely keeping this. I need to pull this out more because it's a stunning palette. Okay, I have some Bobbi Brown singles that I just made little palettes for. This is Desert Pink and Cognac. I love these Bobbi Brown shadows, again, because I have so many, they get lost. Like, look how beautiful those are. This one is Taupe, Camel, and Black Plum, and then Bone, Antique Rose, and Toast. Like, these are just so pretty. Definitely keeping these. I need to pull these out and put them up on my vanity. J-Cat palette. This is the Sunset palette. It's a really nice palette. These glitter shimmer shades are beautiful, but I just never reach for it, so I think I'm gonna pass it on. It's a great like transition, deepen up your V, like your outer V, and then shimmer shades. But because there's no brow bone highlights, it's just not comprehensive enough for me, so I'm gonna pass that on. So I have the Turnus Pro Palette. Honestly, don't even reach for this ever. The colors are really pretty, but I think I've swatched this one and I maybe used these three shades. in this one, so I think I'm going to sell this one on Mercari because it's barely used. This smoked palette, I really only bought it because I really wanted the color Mushroom, which I now have in a single, so I think I'm going to sell this. It's a beautiful, deep, smoky palette, but I just have a lot of shades similar to this, and really I only bought it for the shade Mushroom. But it's really pretty. That's going to go on Mercari. The Urban Decay Electric palette, beautiful. I just never wear those colors, so I'm going to pass that on. The Moon Dust palette, again, super pretty. I just never reach for it. I love the Stila glitters so much that I just don't ever reach for this. The Manny MUA Makeup Geek palette, another beautiful palette. This is very similar to Grandstand by Makeup Geek that I really like. And I have all these other shades in other palettes or from Makeup Geek that are similar. So I think I will pass this one on. It's a great palette though. These Buxom palettes, you can pick your own colors and put them into a little palette. Forgot I even had this. Beautiful, beautiful matte colors in this one. And then this one has some shimmers. I just forgot I had it, so I'm gonna keep these because they're so pretty. This e.l.f. palette I'm going to declutter. This one is Mad for Matte 2. Really pretty. Don't even think I've touched it. I just have other shades similar. And this is the Mad for Matte 1, which is more cool toned. Both of these I'm going to pass on. I have a Fiona Styles palette. Really pretty. I just feel like I have so many other things like this. I'm gonna pass that on. Smashbox palette. This one is the Ablaze palette. Super pretty, but I have so many warm tone palettes that I think I'm gonna pass this one on as well. This is the matte eyeshadow palette. Super pretty. Do I want to keep this? I might keep this one because this one is one I really wanted, and so I actually bought this one, and I just think I forgot to use it. Okay, the Fame palette. I love this. I've been using this a lot. It's a newer ColourPop palette. I'm definitely keeping that. It's a cooler toned one. I love it. This Makeup Forever palette. This is super pretty too. I just don't reach for it enough, so I think I'm going to pass this one on. The Stardust palette from Vegas Nay. I just don't ever reach for it. I think I've swatched a couple colors, so I think I'm going to also pass this one on. I'm definitely passing on more than I'm keeping. The Starlit, I'm keeping this. I don't even think you can get it anymore. It is really pretty. It's a little bit more difficult to work with, but the colors are super pretty. And if I had to pick between this or the Moon Dust, I'll probably just keep this one. All right, the I Want Candy palette and Too Faced. I'm gonna probably pass this one on as well. I just have a lot of shades similar to this. And I like Too Faced, but I'm real picky when it comes to their eyeshadow palettes. But it's really pretty. I'm sure somebody else will get a lot of use out of that one. Okay, I have this Melt Cosmetics. This is the Dark Matter, so you have a nice brow bone, a deeper crease, kind of a deeper red. I don't have a whole lot of shades like that. And then a black, so I'm gonna keep this. I just forget that I have this. All right, the Carli Bybel. I've never even tried this yet. I think I've swatched it. I get confused when they have eyeshadows and highlights in here because I don't like know where to put it. Do I want to keep it? This I gotta think about. I gotta think about this one. All right, this is the one that I like go back and forth. My Natasha-Nonna Palettes. These were very expensive. I think they're like $250 a piece. And the colors are really pretty, but I literally never ever reach for it. I've only ever swatched it and I maybe used it on my eyes once. So I think I'm gonna pass that one along, or I'm gonna sell it on Mercari. Same with this one, I have to clean it up a little bit. I've only ever really swatched them, so I think I'm gonna sell both of these because I just never use them. This Meat Matte Nude palette has some nice matte shades, but I feel like I already have these. I'm gonna pass this one on. You guys, I'm doing really good. Some depotted random shadows. I don't even remember what kind of palette this came from. And this is like a MAC blush. I'm gonna toss this because this thing is like so broken and crumbly. I'm just gonna give these shadows away. I don't even know what kind of palette they came from, and I never reach for it. And then these are all my Inglot shadows that I don't reach for very often, but they're so good. So I'm gonna keep these. I keep holding on to them. This shade right here, these two shades, like I'm obsessed with. I can't remember their names, but they're really good. All right, the Violet Voss Holy Grail palette. I think I'm gonna pass on this one too. I just have literally so many warm tone palettes. Like, how many more warm tone palettes can I possibly need? So I think I'm gonna pass on that too. This Viseart, this is a tough one because it is nice. It's the dark matte palette, but I don't reach for it, so I think I'm gonna sell it on Mercari because I just don't reach for it. Oh man, so many palettes. The NARS Narcissus palette, I love this palette. I'm keeping it. I use it quite often. It's very beautiful. So yes, keeping this. Keeping both of these. This is the Tarte in Bloom, which is more of warm tone, but soft warms, not like real orangey tones. And then just the regular Tarte palette, which is more cool toned. So I'm keeping both of those because I do use them a lot. All right, this Too Faced Clover palette, super cute, really bright, fun colors. Every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, but it's fun. I kind of want to keep it, but I just don't use it. I haven't used it yet. I don't think I will be using it, so I'm gonna pass this on. All right, the Lorac Unzipped palette, I'm keeping this. It's very well loved. It's one of my favorite rosy gold palettes, so I'm keeping that because I use it a lot. I have these two other Lorac, the Desert Sunset palette, which is super pretty. I do like these a lot, and then this one's the Ocean one. So I'm gonna keep both of these because they're newer, and I do like those. We have the Jouer Skinny Dip. These shimmers are phenomenal. I'm definitely keeping these. They're so pretty. Take Me on Vacation. I bought this after I said I was never gonna buy a Kylie palette again, and then I bought this. I actually really like this palette a lot. I forgot about it, so I'm gonna keep that because I do like it. The Colored Rain palette I'm keeping because it's just stunning. I heard that this is gonna be sold, Colored Rain is gonna be sold at Target, which is interesting. See, this is where it's hard. That was like the drawer of palettes that I haven't used in a really long time, so it's easy to declutter those. These are a little bit more difficult because they're like all of my favorites. I'm keeping both my Huda Beauty palettes because I use them quite often. I know that this one was redone. I see nothing wrong with the original one, so I won't buy the new one. I'll keep that. I'm probably gonna sell this. I thought I would use it more, and I just don't. It's so pretty, but I just really don't reach for it often enough. The Jouer Paris, I think, Springtime in Paris. I'm keeping this. I absolutely love this palette. So pretty. Now that I'm decluttering so many other ones, it'll be nice to kind of be able to reach for these ones. I love this Natural Matte palette. This is one of the few palettes from Too Faced that I just really, really love. I'm keeping that. These are two Morphe palettes. If I'm going to keep any Morphe palettes, it might be these ones, but I feel like they look so similar. I don't know. I have to think about those. The Sephora Pro palette, this is the warm toned one. I really like this one. See, if I need a bright canary yellow, I have one here. It's not a color I reach for often, so I will keep this because I really like that one. Naked Basics. I've gotten a lot of use out of this. Almost all the colors are gone. I'm keeping that because it's just a perfect basic palette. This is the Pixie and Wiley palette. I'm probably gonna pass this on. Nothing's wrong with it. I just don't reach for it enough. The Marvelous Mauves. I think I'm gonna sell this. I just really don't reach for it that much. The colors, you guys know I love mauves, but the colors just don't look very flattering on me. And I don't know if I love the formula, to be completely honest. I will keep this one though, because I do like these browns, but the mauve ones I just don't ever reach for because the color looks strange on me. This is another Narcissist palette. I really like these, so I'm gonna keep this one as well. I need to pull it out and use it. The Just Peachy Mattes, I love this palette. Again, super picky with my Too Faced palettes, but when I love one, I love them, and this is definitely one I really like. I'm gonna keep these Huda Beauty little minis. This is the Mauve Obsessions, which if I need to get my mauve fix, I have them here. Well, I love mauve. I love it on my lips, not so much on my eyes. And then this is the warm tone one, and then the smoky one. So I'll keep those. The Shade and Light Eye, I'm keeping. I love this palette. Definitely hit pan on quite a few shades, so I'm keeping that one. See, this is where it gets hard, because like I said, this is like my favorites pile here. All right, we have the Cute AF palette, which I love. Again, another palette where I can get that bright yellow. That was in one of the other palettes that I decluttered. I love the color pop, so I'm keeping that. This one's the I Think I Love You palette. I like this one. This one would actually be one that I could get rid of, but I don't think I'm going to. Here is the Petite Heat palette. Super cute. I actually think I'm going to declutter this one since I have the regular one. It's just, oh, but I just like the small ones. I have to think about it. Okay, here's some Carli palettes. This one is their holiday palette, and it's really pretty. I love this color, but I think I might sell it just because I don't reach, I don't know. That's gotta go in the maybes. This is where it's getting hard. Okay, this purples palette, super pretty, did not look good on me. I'm gonna get rid of that one. This one is the bronze palette, and then this one is the burgundy palette, which they're both super pretty, but I have so many other ones like it. I'm gonna get rid of both. And I think I'll keep this one because that silver is pretty and I love those two shades. So I think I'll keep that one since I got rid of the other ones. Definitely keeping this one. It's in the nude. I use it all the time from Makeup Geek. The Dream Street Kathleen Lights. Love this palette. Keeping that one. This is the Naked Basics 2, which I love. It's not as loved as the other one, but I'm keeping it because I still really like it. Okay. Now, these are some of my MAC palettes. This is my highlight and cool tone browns. I'm just gonna keep all of these, but I thought I'd show you. So I have that one. Oh, we have this Pixie palette. I think it's the It's Judy Time. These are great shadows, but I have so many other palettes that are pretty neutral, so I'm gonna pass that on. These are Anastasia ones that you can make yourself. I'm gonna keep all of these because they're just so pretty. So I'm keeping that. Here's the other one. So those are super fun. Here's some random MAC shadows that need to be put away. This is my MAC Warm Tone palette. And obviously I'm gonna keep those. Here is some Makeup Geek shadows. I'm gonna keep all these like single shadow palettes. This one is a ColourPop one. Kind of my most used ColourPop shadows. And this one is a Makeup Geek one. Very well loved, obviously. This one is, I'm pretty sure, Makeup Geek foiled shadows. These ones are ColourPop. And these ones are Makeup Geek. I could probably get rid of this palette because I just don't use it very often, but I'll keep it. These are some bright ColourPop. This is also ColourPop. Actually, I think these are Makeup Geek. That one's a MAC one, so I don't even know why that's in there. And then these are my MAC brights, like pinks and purples, and my coppers and golds, and then some cooler tone smoky ones. So I'm gonna keep all of my MAC ones just because it's too hard to like get rid of just random single shadows. And then I'm gonna keep all these palettes. This is new. This is it's my Ray Ray palette, BH Cosmetics. I got this at Ulta. And it looks pretty, but now that I got home, I'm like underwhelmed with it, but I still have to give it a go. So I have this to use in like a testing new products video. So I'll keep that. I think I could still return it otherwise. This is where I get confused again, the eyeshadows with the blushes. This is from Pixie. It's the Chloe Morello one. And the blushes are super pretty, but I know I have blushes like that and I just never reach for the eye, this portion of it. So I think I'm going to pass these on. And then I want to use these in a video. This is the Profusion Naturals. I've actually used them once and the shadows are pretty amazing. So I'm going to keep these because I do want to use them in a video because they are pretty inexpensive. Then this is not even supposed to be in this video. This one's an eye and cheek one. See, when they add the cheek and the eyes, it's like I don't know where to put it. So I actually think I'm going to declutter this one though because I probably won't use those colors as often. So I'm going to declutter that one. Keep this one since we got rid of all of those like real metallic-y ones from Natasha-Nonna. And Petite Heat. I think I'm going to declutter this, Petite Heat. And I think I'm going to declutter both of these because I literally never reach for them. So I've decluttered far more than I've kept, even though it feels like I've kept a lot. I've actually gotten rid of a ton. Probably over half. Way over half of my collection is gone. So I can almost fit all of my palettes in this little crate, where before this crate was overflowing and I had 3 Alex drawers full of palettes. So I think I did pretty good. I got rid of at least, I probably have kept 1/4 of my palettes and got rid of 3/4 of my palettes. That's insane. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new, and I have a bunch more decluttering videos coming up. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.